Hello again, guys. Today's video is all about balancing the stresses that you have while being at school and being a student. Probably the first thing that you're worried about as a student or as an incoming student is what's the homework load going to be like? How do I balance that? Homework load is particular to each class and each teacher, but here's what I can tell you about balancing it as a whole with all of your other things. I'm sure you have heard this a bajillion and a half times while in college, in high school, even in middle school probably. Do not, under any circumstances, save your homework for the night before if you can help it. Because it's going to save you lots of stress. It's going to save you time. You will thank me. I'll be waiting for my card. The next thing that you're probably worried about on your priority list is extracurricular activities. Do not sign up for too much. You know your stress level and you know how much is too much. It's great to be involved. It's great to be more involved than what you were in high school. But you know your stress, sorry, there's a lizard on that wall. But you know your stresses, so don't bite off more than you can chew because you're gonna regret it. I will promise you that. If you're someone who has religious responsibilities, here's my advice for balancing those with everything else that we've covered. My mantra for my religious responsibilities is it's not going to get done unless you set aside time to do it. You have to plan these things out. For me, if I don't plan to read my scriptures every night, it's not gonna happen. If I don't put down in my calendar or in my to-do list for that day to read my scriptures, it's not going to get done. Sometimes it still doesn't get done because of how time works. If you don't plan for it, it's just a mere thought that had popped into your head that day. Here's the next thing that you're probably worried about. A job. Should I get a job? Should I not get a job? What should I do, Claranne? I'll tell you. Thank you for coming to me for this advice. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Sometimes you have to choose either the job or the extracurricular activities. Remember what your stress level is. Sometimes it's good to push yourself a little bit further than what you think you can handle because you're challenging yourself in a good, positive way. If you're feeling overwhelmed with your classes alone, then my simple advice to you is to not get a job. Mainly because they're probably going to take up more time that you could be using for your homework. If you're one of those people that's saying, no, it's absolutely necessary for me to get a job while I'm at college, then get a job. But when your employer asks you for hours, make sure that you take into consideration food, because you need to live, classes, and homework time, or whatever is a priority, a time priority, make sure you put those down. There have been times when I've told my employer, oh yeah, sure, I can work from this time to this time, going over a major lunch break. But if I didn't pack my lunch, I'd be stuck in the mail center during my entire shift without food, unless, you know, some gracious human being decided to give me some. The next thing that is probably a priority on your list is friends and family. I'm gonna be honest with you. Your friends and family are going to keep you sane while you're at school. I always try to make it a priority to FaceTime my family 2 to 3 times a week, if not every day, because that's how much I need to stay sane. Whether they're an hour away or across the globe, your friends and your family are here for you or there for you all the time. They want to see you succeed. So if you feel like you're just a little bit going insane, reach out to them. It's gonna be better than stressing yourself out so much to the point where you're having a mental breakdown. Been there, done that. As far as hanging out with your friends goes, my advice for that is to hang out with them as much as it makes you feel comfortable. And now you're probably saying, well, gee, Claren, thanks for that nugget of wisdom. You're welcome. Let me elaborate. If you have a project due tomorrow, you probably shouldn't go out to Arby's and spend all night there drinking milkshakes and eating curly fries. Unless you take your project with you, that's a whole other story. Let me offer you this nugget of wisdom. It's perfectly fine to stay inside and to not hang out with your friends if you need to just have some Clarence, well, I'm Claren, to have some insert your name time. Okay? Okay, get some Ben & Jerry's, get some pizza or McDonald's or whatever fast food that you like, and stay home and watch Netflix all night. Now we're gonna talk about the big one, sleep. Sleep is going to be your best friend. Plain and simple. You may think that the guy or the girl down the hall is your new BFF, but I'm telling you, if you don't already know this from high school or from past years of college, even middle school, even to when we had our nap time taken away from us, sleep is your best friend. It sounds like I got choked up there a little bit, but I didn't. I mean, sleep is important enough to, make me tear up, but anyways. I'm sure you've heard all crazy kind of stories about pulling all-nighters at college. All-nighters ruin you. They are terrible. Are they sometimes necessary? I'm not gonna lie. Maybe once they are necessary. But whose fault is that? Because usually it's the one who has to pull the all-nighter because they didn't plan and balance the stresses. I've done 2 all-nighters while I've been at college, and they make you feel miserable. I was so tired the next day. It was just unimaginable. It ruins your sleep patterns. It ruins your sleep schedule. Please just don't do them unless you absolutely, like life or death, absolutely have to do it. Here's another tip that I have for you guys as far as sleep goes, and this also can tie into the homework thing. Do not stay up into the wee hours of the morning trying to cram for a test. 1, if you have to cram for it, you don't know the subject. 2, staying up all night is not going to help you remember facts. It has been scientifically proven that past a certain point in the night, your brain stops retaining information as well as it does earlier on in the day. If you're debating whether or not you should go to sleep, get up early in the morning and study versus staying up super early and not sleeping and studying, I go with the sleep option. You know who's your best friend? Sleep. So, go to sleep. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's some of my tips and tricks for balancing the stresses at school, because school's stressful. I mean, college has a reputation and it's not necessarily a good one. It's hard, but we can do this. You can do this. Go do this. I believe in you. With these tips and tricks about how to balance everything at school, hopefully you will understand more what's important and how to prioritize your time and your actual events and activities. I hope to see you guys soon. Make sure that if you're new, click that subscribe button, click the bell button, because sometimes getting notified is hard. So do this and have a great day. I will see you guys in my next video.